Hi, my name is Brittany Magdal, and I'll be performing three pieces of literature today. My first piece is called Suicide by Samantha Strider. My second piece is a poem by Robert Frost called Into My Own. And the third piece is a dramatic piece called Your Money's Worth by Kelly Powell. The tears roll silently and steadily down my face, dripping gently onto my now damp t-shirt. I make no move to wipe them away. What's the point? They won't be falling much longer anyway. Suicide is for cowards, a statement I have heard many people say. But if a coward could stand up here, look down on the streets below, and still jump, they deserve a medal. No, I don't think I'm a coward. I have endured years of what seems like endless bullying, and it has made me who I am, what you may call a coward. November 10th. Seems like years ago now. It was another day of unbearable pain. Another day of tears. Yes, tears. They were definitely involved. After more than 3 years, you would think I would have become immune to the name-calling, to the abuse, even to their sneers. But I have no such luck. Kelly's words still hurt as much as the first time. They hurt just as much as being beaten 1,000 times over. I exited the school gates that day, after another endless barrage of torture. With a split lip, a purple eye, my life had been like this for what seems like a lifetime, feeling like a circle, going around and around, repetitive and endless. I had run through the idea in my head hundreds of times. Even time the idea became more appealing. And so on November 12th, I walked into school with a swing in my step and an added weight in my pocket. My heart was singing a fast, loud song of excitement in my chest. I was going to confront them. I was going to get my revenge. So I had gone into school a little earlier than usual, just to see if I could get Kelly alone. Confident for the first time in my life. I had shoved my hand into my pocket, careful not to slice my fingers, and grasped the cold, metallic handle. A small but secretive smile had spread across my lips. My eyes had lit up with excitement. I remember feeling strong and brave, holding the handle of the knife I had stolen out of the kitchen drawer before leaving the house. I felt in control of my life. I felt exhilarated. It didn't last. I spotted Kelly quickly. She was in her usual spot, surrounded by all of her followers. She was telling them an insignificant piece of gossip she had heard the day before. I had felt pleased that their absence hadn't continued. I could have done this on any other day. They noticed me straight away, but Kelly wasn't to be interrupted. A few of her friends had turned to see what I wanted to know. This angered her. Her mouth twitched as she was about to carry on. Pulling out the knife had stopped her. For a moment, all their faces were blank. And then they had burst out laughing. Laughing at me! This was wrong! They were supposed to be scared, and instead they were laughing? My hand had shaken before the knife fell from my fingers. I had waited around. I had run and hid in the girls' toilets, too ashamed to go to the lesson. That's when I decided not to live anymore. The last memory hurt the most. It was almost the most recent. This had all happened this morning. Felt like years since the humiliation, but that didn't change the way I felt. I had to do this. There was no other choice. I couldn't live to be made a fool of, no matter how used to become. But I would not jump while I was crying. I would not die looking like a wimp. I wait for my tears to run out and dry my soaked up cheeks, the back of my hands. There. That wasn't so hard, was it? I was surprised at how easy it was stopped. The tears followed. It had always been so difficult. Once I started, it normally took ages for them to stop. But nothing had been normal today, and that's how it would end. I smiled as I thought of someone finding my mangled body on the ground below. I imagined the guilt of an ordinary person would feel if they thought they were to blame. Fortunately, my heartless bullies would feel none of that. I grinned hugely, and this time I reached my eyes as I thought of the shock everyone I had ever known would feel. People might guess who was to blame. I really hope they would. It's a shame I won't be there to find out. I kept the grin fixed into place, and once again my eyes closed, only this time they would never open again. With the smile held firmly in place, my mood on a high, I raised my hands above my head, flexed my fingers in the wind, and one of my wishes is that those dark trees, so old and firm they scarcely show the breeze, were not as there the meekest mask of gloom, but stretched away unto the edge of doom. I should not be withheld, but that some day into their vastness I should steal away, fearless of ever finding open land or a highway where the slow wheel pours the sand. I do not see why I should ever turn back, or those should not set forth upon my own track, to overtake me who should miss me here, and long to know if still I held them dear. They would not find me changed from him they knew, only more sure of all I thought was true. Believe it or not, sometimes my life sucks beyond the telling of it. And I don't understand why me trying to kill myself makes you want to buy me new clothes and clean my apartment. Buying new clothes doesn't fix clinical depression. You're sitting there telling me to tie a ribbon on a gunshot wound. I didn't come here and say, fix me. I work. I work every goddamn day. I got myself to class when I wanted to kill myself. I've held down jobs, gone to work, when I would have rather drank bleach. I made friends. I supported them in a time of crisis. I've even dated. All while being in a living hell. I work. You don't know me. You don't know what my life is. And you can't blame me for feeling desperate, for wanting a way out. I'm not like all the other people you've treated, okay? Stop treating me like an age group. I am a human being. Normally, I just make another appointment, cancel it, and ignore your calls. But I have confronted you. And you know what? That's huge for me. I have aired my grievances. You refuse to acknowledge me. And now, I'm done. One of us is being insane. And for once, it's not me.